So that's the design we're going to make today. This is how it will look like. At this point, I'll cut a fishing line. I'm using 0.30 fishing line and using my flat nose plier to flatten the fishing line. I'll take my beading needle. I'll pass my fishing line through this hole here. Like as you can see, it's out. So at this point, I'm holding the tail of my fishing line. I'm working with these two colors. I pick 4 seed beads, 4 size 2 seed beads. I have this 4, and I'll pick 4 from the white. Let me turn this way. I'll pick 4 of the white seed bead. So I have it like this. At this point, I will drop it. Then I will tie it. Do the normal tying. If you're tying it, make sure to leave a tail down here. This will use it to attach the hook. So I will tie it like this. I'll tie it 3 times. So I'll tie it like this. You see, I have it like this. I finished tying it. So the next thing I do now, since I'm coming out from here, see where I tied it here. Then I'll pass my needle. The first thing to do is to pass my needle. You can choose either the side or this because it's equal number 4, 4. Then I'll pass my fishing line through this seed bead here, the one close to where I tied it. I am coming out this way. The next thing I do now, I'll pick a seed bead. Pick 1 seed bead. I will skip this one here and come through this one here.
The one next to it.
Yes. Then I pick another color, this same blue, and I'll skip this one here, and I'll pass through the white one. Note, now that you're coming out, your fishing line is. So note, once your fishing line is coming through this white one, it means that you're going to pick white, no longer blue. Then I'll pick white now. I'll skip this one here, and I'll pass through the next white like this. Remember, hold it very well so that you will not be confused when you're doing it. So I'll pick another white. I'll skip this white here, and I'll pass, skipping this and passing through this one here. See, look at what we're doing now. I will skip this white now. I'm supposed to pass through this blue, but we're going through the second round that I'm stepping up. Instead of going through this small blue here, I'll go through this one on top like this. Hope you can see it. Then that's the stepping up we just did. So coming out from those blue, I'm going to pick a blue, and I'm not going through this one down here again. I'm going through the top one like this. As I'm doing it, I'm turning it, you can see, like this. So now I'll pick another blue because my fishing line is still coming out of a blue. I'll pick a blue and pass through the white one up here. Here is where I'm passing through. As you're turning, is forming what you want. So at this point, now that I'm coming out of the white, I'm going to pick white. I'll pick a white. Remember what we were doing. Skip one white and pass through the next one. Then this time, you have to pass through the ones on top, no longer the ones down. As you're doing it, is increasing. I'm coming out of white, and I'll still pick white. So now, I'm skipping this blue down here, and I'm passing through this one on top. Remember, you always pass the one on top, no the one down. This is what I have. I'm coming out of blue now. I'm going to pick a blue. I'll skip this one here. and I'll pass through this next one here. Always remember you skip one and pass through one. Then I'll also pick a blue because my needle is still coming out of the blue, and I'll skip one white here and I'll pass through the next white. I'll pick a white. I'll skip this one you're seeing here. I'll go through this next white. You see, I'm holding it very tight so that it will not pull from my hand. Then I'll pick a white again. Pick a white, and I'm going through. I'll skip this blue one here. I'm going through this blue here up. I'll pick a blue because I'm coming out of a blue now. I'm coming out of this blue. I'm skipping this blue here. I'm passing through the next one in front. As you're turning, it's forming the shape. So here I'm coming out of a blue, then I'm picking a blue as well. Then the next thing I do, I skip this white, I pass. This is what you do. You continuously till as you're doing it, it's moving. You do it till you get to your desired length. So I pick white, skip this white here and pass through the top one. Once you get the base, the other ones is just something you can do on your own. You don't need to get confused. You just be doing it. At this point, you just enjoy doing it. All you know, pick what you're picking is forming the shape continuously. Just be moving. You just be going round and round and round, and as you're doing it, you'll be happy it's moving. Like this. Like this. Remember what I'm doing, I'm just skipping one. I'm skipping one and going through the next one. And now remember, as I'm coming out of white, the next thing to pick is white as well. Don't be deceived. Don't confuse yourself because you're in blue, you pick a blue. But once your fishing line is coming out of white, the next thing you're picking, you also pick white to go through the blue. You pick a white seed bead, and I'm skipping one blue and going to the top blue. Now it's coming out of blue now, so you can now pick a blue bead and skip one here and go through here. Oh, it's a blue I'm supposed to pick, and I went to pick white. You see that mistake? When you make it, just quickly remove it, because if you continue with it, you change the shape. You get yourself confused in what you're doing. I pick a blue and I skip one and I go this way. And because I'm still coming out of blue, remember white is already, but I'm coming out of blue, I'll still have to pick a blue. Then continue like this. You see, I'm going through this white. You continue till you get to your desired length. White. So this is it. You see our shape. It's already started forming the shape, what we need. So, and that's the same thing I did. So let me show you how to add your rope, a new rope. So at this point, let's assume you've gotten to this point. The next thing you do, and maybe you're doing a necklace, but your fishing line is short, so obviously you cannot continue with it. The next thing you do, you just come here, find your way down. You look at where you're coming out from. You pass your needle here. We're going to tie. We want to add a fresh fishing line now. You tie it like this. You can tie it 3 times. You see? When you tie it like this, I've already finished tying it. You can decide to pass through any one you want to. So at this point, I'll cut it out. So after cutting the fishing line, then to add another one, I'll just simply cut out a fishing line with my cutter, fix my fishing line to a needle. The same thing I did at the beginning. Like this. So the next thing I do now is this. Remember, this is where we tied it, and this is where we're supposed to come out from. So what I'll do now is this. I'll come here. I'll just find anywhere you want to go through. I'll just pass here. I decide to just come through here, this blue part, enter my needle. Remember, I'm holding it here. I have to hold it here so that it will not pull from my hand. Then I'll come here. I'll tie it here. I'm tying now. I'll tie it here. I'll tie 3 times as well. So after tying it now, look at what I'll do. I'll pass through this blue one here. Passing my needle here. Passing it here. Pass it here. So here, I'm already where I removed it from. So here I go. You see it. Then you see what I did here. Then what you now do is to use your cutter and cut out this excess where you started, so that it will not confuse you as you're making your design. So here, you just start as if nothing happened. You see it. Pass it here. You continue what you were doing before. That's all. Your design will start progressing again. This is it. So that's just it. You just continue your normal design. Pick and skip one and go through the next one. Pick another white and pass through the top blue. From blue, you pick a blue, you skip one here, you put it here. You pick another blue, you skip it and pass through this one here. Just like that, you continue. You continue until you get your desired length. That's it. So here is the end result. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share my videos, like them, and subscribe if you've not done so. See you next time. Bye.